The Shapeshifter's Curse. In the small village of Hollowbrook, nestled deep within the ancient forest, there existed a legend whispered among the villagers, a tale of a cursed soul who could take on any form. They called him the Shapeshifter. The Shapeshifter was once a man named Elias, a recluse who lived on the outskirts of the village. His gaunt face and hollow eyes sent shivers down the spines of those who dared to glimpse him. Elias had always been an oddity, but it was his peculiar ability that set him apart. One moonless night, as the wind howled through the twisted branches, Elias stumbled upon an ancient tome hidden in the roots of an ancient oak. The pages were yellowed, the ink faded, but the words burned into his mind. They spoke of a forbidden ritual, a way to transcend the boundaries of flesh and bone. Driven by desperation and loneliness, Elias followed the instructions. He gathered herbs, recited incantations, and bathed in the moonlight. When he emerged from the ritual circle, he felt different, changed. His skin prickled, and his senses sharpened. Elias could become anyone or anything he desired. He tested his newfound power cautiously. First, he transformed into a black cat, slinking through the village unnoticed. Then he became a sparrow, soaring above the treetops. Elias reveled in his secret, slipping into the lives of others like a shadow. But every transformation came at a cost. The memories of the person or creature he imitated flooded his mind, their loves, their fears, their darkest secrets. Elias lost himself in the process, forgetting who he truly was. He became a thief of identities, stealing moments from unsuspecting souls. One fateful evening, Elias shifted into the form of a young woman named Isabella. Her laughter echoed through the tavern as she danced with the handsome blacksmith. Elias reveled in her joy, forgetting the curse that bound him. As the night wore on, Isabella's memories consumed him. He remembered her childhood, her first laugh, and the betrayal that shattered her heart. Elias clung to her identity, desperate to escape his own fractured existence. But when dawn approached, Elias felt the pull, the inexorable force dragging him back to his original form. Panic surged through him as he stumbled toward the ritual circle. The villagers awoke to find Elias convulsing, his body contorting, bones snapping. They watched in horror as he transformed into a twisted amalgamation of all the lives he'd stolen. Elias screamed, his voice a chorus of agony. The curse demanded payment, the memories he'd stolen now consumed him. His mind fractured, and he became a fractured mosaic of faces and emotions. The Shapeshifter was born. From that day on, the villagers avoided the ancient oak, fearing the cursed creature that roamed the forest. The Shapeshifter wandered, unable to remember who he once was. He haunted the edges of Hollowbrook, glimpsed only in the flicker of shadows. And so, the legend persisted, a cautionary tale for those who dared to tamper with forbidden magic. For Elias, trapped between forms, there was no escape. He was a mosaic of stolen lives, a cursed soul forever lost in the dance of identities. And if you venture into the forest on a moonless night, listen carefully. You might hear the echo of laughter, the remnants of Isabella, the blacksmith, and all the others, the Shapeshifter's curse lingering in the wind. The Shapeshifter's Lament. The forest of Hollowbrook held its breath, as if it sensed the Shapeshifter's return. The villagers whispered tales of the cursed soul who roamed the shadows, a mosaic of stolen lives, forever trapped between forms. Elias, once a man, now a fractured existence, wandered aimlessly. His mind was a kaleidoscope of memories, Isabella's laughter, the blacksmith's rough hands, and the scent of pine needles. But he could no longer distinguish where one life ended and another began. Each transformation exacted a toll. Elias had become a reluctant thief, stealing moments from unsuspecting souls. He shifted into a child chasing fireflies, an old woman tending her garden, and even a stray dog seeking warmth by the hearth. But with every stolen identity, he lost a piece of himself. One moonless night, Elias stumbled upon a clearing, a forgotten altar bathed in silver light. The ancient oak stood sentinel, its gnarled roots reaching deep into the earth. Elias knew this was where it began, the forbidden ritual that cursed him. He sank to his knees, the grass cool against his skin. The words from the ancient tome echoed in his mind. The ritual promised release, a way to break free from the curse. But it required sacrifice. Elias hesitated. What was left of him to give? His fractured memories. His stolen identities. Perhaps the very essence of his being? As the wind whispered secrets, Elias made his decision. He would unravel himself, thread by thread, until only emptiness remained. He would become a void, a vessel for the curse to consume. The ritual demanded blood. Elias sliced his palm with a shard of obsidian, the pain grounding him. He chanted the incantations, the syllables ancient and heavy. The moon watched, indifferent. And then it happened, the unraveling. Elias felt his edges blur, memories slipping away like sand through his fingers. He became a wisp of smoke, a fading echo. The curse hungered, devouring him whole. But as Elias dissolved, he glimpsed a figure, a girl with wild eyes and tangled hair. She stood at the edge of the clearing, watching. Her gaze held recognition, a spark of something lost. Isabella, Elias whispered, or perhaps it was the wind carrying his voice. Remember me. The girl stepped forward, her hand outstretched. Elias, she said, her voice a melody. I remember. And in that fragile moment, Elias understood. Isabella was the key, the one he'd stolen from most, the one who held the fragments of his soul. She was the missing piece. He reached for her, their fingers brushing. The curse recoiled, threatened by the possibility of redemption. Elias pulled Isabella close, merging their essences. He felt her memories flood him, the taste of strawberries, the ache of betrayal, the warmth of love. Together, they unraveled the curse. Elias became Elias once more, but not alone. Isabella was woven into him, a part of his fractured existence. They stood in the moonlight, two souls entwined. And as dawn painted the sky, Elias knew he had a chance to reclaim his humanity, to heal the stolen lives. Isabella smiled, her eyes ancient and knowing. Remember, she whispered. Remember who you are. And so, Elias vowed to carry the weight of memory, the laughter, the pain, the love. He would be the shapeshifter no more. Instead, he would become a guardian of stories, a keeper of souls. And in the heart of the forest, where the ancient oak stood, Elias and Isabella danced, a fractured mosaic, but whole in their shared existence. For legends are born from sacrifice, and sometimes, redemption blooms in the darkest corners of the soul.